Hi, nice to see you again.
Yeah, you too. I'm going to begin. I mean, usually when I sort of start an interview, I begin by asking the actor or actress about their character. But I actually wanted to speak to you quickly about the character of Leonardo da Vinci, because I mean, what a fascinating man he is. And I just wondered, as an Italian, if it's someone you've often been fascinated by throughout your life, because I mean, there's so much to read and to learn about everything he did and accomplished.
Yeah. So little about his personal life and so much about his works and creations and inventions. I've always been fascinated by him. For me, he's like, and it's not rhetorical, like the biggest artist of all time. And I always say beyond definitions, beyond whatever. Because he was not only a painter or an artist or a sculptor, just an inventor, an anatomist, a botanic, whatever. And everything he did with such a strong and crazy passion. Really crazy. He was a crazy man. And I love crazy people like that. And there's so much mystery around him and his story. So, and the fact he was such a fragile soul in the end of it, like a broken man, a broken soul, but with a passion so big that he couldn't hide. And yeah, I love him. I just love him. I'm a big fan of Leonardo da Vinci, as you can tell.
But I mean, needless to say, he's not the only interesting character in this. I mean, I thought you've got a fantastic role as well. I mean, Jay, is she real? The character you play, was she a fig? Is she kind of take some artistic license been taken there?
Yeah, yeah. A big artistic license. We had the premiere in Italy, and people are like going crazy about it. Like she's not real. Okay, she's not real. She's a fictional character, but she's interesting. She's a very beautiful character, for me at least. And when I first read the script, I was so fascinated by her too, because she's she's the emblema of Leonardo's life. Caterina was the name of Leonardo's mother. So in a way, she's also like, the emblematic female figure in Leonardo's life. And she's been written and built and like to be the perfect half for him and his broken soul. They are two misfits, two that nobody wants, the leftover of the day before dinner, and they find each other and they love each other so much. And she has all the female qualities that I admire. She knows that she has to be warm and understanding and condescending, because Leonardo is a crazy horse, but at the same time she needs to be strong and determined, and she knows that when to bring him back when his mind starts to fly away and he goes crazy about whatever. And she's such a fascinating character, and determined, independent. She's a woman from the working class, and she has this scar, which is not a figure of speech. She has an actual scar in her back that we learn to about in the first episode. And she can't bear children. So imagine a woman in the 14th century that couldn't bear children was a useless woman. So imagine the pain that she must feel. And that's why when she finds Leonardo, which is another reject from the society, but at the same time an amazing genius and an amazing human being, they love each other so much, and they have such a beautiful and pure and honest relationship.
It must be nice in some ways. Unlike Aidan, who's obviously got the character of Leonardo, who was real and there's been so much written about. I guess in your case, you probably had the freedom to really make her whatever you wanted to make her, to a degree, within the constraints of the script. But did you?
The script, yeah.
Yeah. Did you quite enjoy having that freedom to really make her yours in some ways?
Yeah, I really don't like interpreting real existing persons, because it's always very difficult. And I've done that in Italy, but it's difficult. I'd rather prefer to invent a character and to build a character from my heart and my core and my imagination. So for me, it was really liberating to be a fictional character. Also because I was thinking about the language all the time, because this is my second English project, and Dan wanted me to do a British accent. I was okay, I'll try. So imagine being constantly worried about the accent, and but at the same time I had the freedom to really be myself and really interpret the character that I wanted to, with my imagination, based on the script, of course. But it was so much better. It was so liberating for me to be Caterina da Cremona, whoever I wanted her to be.
It must have been quite strange to be Italian, playing an Italian, but doing it in an English accent.
Yeah, it's a bit of a paradox every day. But, yeah. Leonardo da Vinci. Vinci is a small town in London, like a small part of London. Yeah, Vinci, of course.
So I'm talking of geniuses like Leonardo da Vinci. I just wanted to ask you as well about Michaela Cole. That's quite a segue, but she's obviously a friend of yours. And I was reading that she based a role on you in I May Destroy You. Do you remember how you found out that character was based on you? Did you notice it when you saw it, or did she tell you?
No, she texted me. Me. I remember one day I was painting my house. And I posted an Instagram stories on my Instagram, and she texted me back like, "Oh my God, I love you. I'm basing a character of my new show on you. I called her Matilda, so it's about you. It's not you, but you inspired me." So I was really happy about it. I was so happy, and I didn't even do the audition for the role, for the part. So I was just her muse, like Leonardo da Vinci, and I'm everyone's muse.
It's quite funny because I was actually stood right next to you both when you first met, because I work with the Shooting Stars event. So when you guys first met in that hotel, I was in the room, and it's interesting because I've worked on that event now about 4 years in a row, and I always interview the Shooting Stars, and it's always about the future. It's always saying, what could this mean for your career? What does it mean to be a Shooting Stars? But now I want to ask you, someone with a bit of distance, in reality, what was it? What did it mean to be a shooting star? Do you think it has helped you to get where you are today?
Well, of course, I think I'm 100% sure about it. Not necessarily because a casting director that I met during the Shooting Star program thought about me for a role, but also because I felt for the first time in my life, because that I was capable of something, that it was my time and my turn to shine, because I've lived many years with the imposter syndrome, especially in Italy, because my first role in cinema, I got it without studying and without going in any cinema academy. Just it was a street casting, so I felt for years that I didn't deserve it, you know. But when I did Shooting Star, I really felt part of something bigger, like a big European family, and I felt that I was it was my time, and that I was deserving it. And it was such an important moment of my life, and I was really just happy about it. And I wasn't thinking about, oh my God, I'll have so many international roles after this. It couldn't, could have been possible that it was just it, but it meant something for me in my personal life rather than in my career, but also my career, but especially for my personal consciousness. I think.
It's been an incredible year for you. I mean, it must be quite surreal, especially to have gone through this kind of global rise during the midst of a pandemic. But one of the, obviously, there's a standout big sort of breakthrough roles was in The Undoing. I mean, when you made that, did you anticipate having this kind of reaction it has? Because it had everyone gripped. I mean, it's one of those programs where my mum called me up and said, "Have you seen the new episode?" It felt like everyone was talking about it. It must have been an incredible thing to be a part of a show that was received that well globally.
Yeah, almost surreal for me. Also because in Italy we don't have the chance that much often to be a part of international projects. So here in Italy it was like I was all over the places, like, oh my God, she did it. And I was, for me, it was just the beginning of my career. So it was a lot for me, a lot to handle, a lot to imagine and to process. Because for me, it's still a dream. I don't know if I really did it. For me, it's just something that I dreamt about. But I was really happy and so proud to be a part of it. And I wasn't expecting that much enthusiasm about me and my role. So everything that happened in the last year, for me, is something incredible. And Leonardo is the same. For me, it's still a dream. So I want to keep dreaming. I have to be honest. I want to keep dreaming. Yeah.
Well, the success is deserved. I think it's been some great performances and great shows. So I'm looking forward to seeing whatever you do next. But it's nice to speak to you again, Matilda, as always.
Thank you.
Hopefully we'll catch up again soon.
Ciao, Stefan. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys.
Hey You Guys, huh? Hey You Guys. Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yeah.
Nice.
Hey